In this video guide, I will be doing a very brief overview of build making practices to get you started on making your own builds for Elden Ring in both PvP or PvE. This guide will not include every little detail regarding topics surrounding build making, as the length of a video of that caliber would take hours to deal with the complexities of this game. Rather, this video will serve as a guide to send new players into the right directions regarding build making practices and serve as a foundation for further information. For this build example, I will be making a spell blade that focuses on melee with Ashes of War connected to magic, as well as sorceries that can be used in close quarters combat, made for a level 125 build for both PvP as well as PvE. The first thing I like to do when making a build is pick my weapon. For this build, I will be using the Carrion Regal Scepter, since it has the highest scaling for sorceries at my intended level, the Cleanrot Knight Sword, since it has the highest damage out of thrusting swords when infused with magic, as well as being rather lengthy while maintaining low weight and low stat requirements. I then added on the Carrion Glintstone Staff, as it adds a damage buff to the sorceries I intend on using. The next thing I like to do is see if I can pick out any good armor for fashion or function. For this build, I will pick the Spellblade hat as well as the Spellblade gloves, since these will increase my damage from my Ashes of War while still being low weight. I will then use the armor optimizer to see if I can reach my desired poise threshold for PvP. Well, it looks like we can't at this time. So I went to the talismans and equipped the Bull Goat talisman and then tested it out. Looks like with the Veteran's chest piece and Veteran's leg armor, we can hit my desired poise as well as looking rather fashionable and having good defenses. After equipping armor and my weapons, I like to use the endurance calculator to get an idea of what I need to medium roll. If I am medium rolling at a really low level of endurance, I like to have around 18 endurance, especially for a melee focused build. It looks like we're at 20 endurance before equipping talismans, so I'll now go see what talismans to equip. I already have Bull Goat's talisman for poise, so now I will equip the Erdtree Favor +2 talisman. This increases my health, stamina, and equip load, as well as giving me more FP for casting my spells. I then put on Radagon Icon to increase the speed of my spellcasting, and then Graven Mask Talisman to increase the damage of my spells. Picking talismans in general is all about either choosing what will give you more damage, more utility out of your build, or save your levels for more build efficiency at your desired rune level. As you can see, after we have equipped our talismans, weapons, and armor, we are at now 19 for medium rolling, which is perfect for our build. Next, I will be picking the spells for my build. I always pick Carrion Slicer for any spell, blade, or magic based build, since it has low FP cost with high damage and comes up quick and can be chain casted. All the other spells chosen are a combination of long range, mid range, and close quarter damage spells, as well as Terra Magica, which increases magic damage, including the magic damage from our sword. Now we come to the final part of the build making process, which is just bringing everything together for efficient stat allocation. I try to keep all my builds at level 125 for meta PvP and a balanced PvE experience. However, there are different levels that work for invasion builds depending on where you want to invade. 60 Vigor is standard for all builds, as it will allow you to take a few hits without dying, depending on the opponent of course, and it is the final soft cap for health. Most of the damage you will deal comes from upgrading your weapon, not leveling up your stats. However, reaching the soft cap of 80 in your primary damaging stat is a pretty good goal for most non-hybrid builds. For this build, I chose to stop at 70 since I needed a bit more mind so I could more comfortably chaincast Carrion Slicer before having to drink an FP flask. Since the Cleanrot Knight Sword is set to magic affinity, it scales with intelligence for its damage, meaning I only needed the bare minimum strength and dexterity requirements to hold the weapon. After my stats are allocated for 125, I click Optimize and the build planner will tell you the ideal starting class to make the most out of this build. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I will be posting a link to the website where I use the build maker in the pinned comment below. And thanks to the members of the Elden Ring PvP Discord and the build making community for data testing for all things build related. If you have any questions or suggestions, please feel free to leave a comment below and I will do my best to get to them all. Thank you and goodbye.